The observation deck of the Stellar Wanderer hummed with its usual mechanical rhythm, a gentle pulse that had become as familiar to Mira as her own heartbeat. She'd been stationed on this research vessel for 8 months now, cataloging xenobiological specimens from the Outer Rim territories. It was quiet work, methodical work, the kind that let her mind wander while her hands stayed busy. Today's shift had been unremarkable until she heard it. A sound, soft, rhythmic, utterly out of place. Snoring. Mira froze mid-step, her datapad nearly slipping from her fingers. The cargo bay wasn't supposed to have anything living in it except the sealed specimen containers. She'd checked the manifest twice that morning. Her hand instinctively moved to the stunner at her belt as she crept toward the source of the noise. What she found made her stop completely. In the corner of the cargo bay, nestled between two crates of geological samples, was a pile, a heap really, of fur and tiny limbs and twitching ears. 7, no, 8 small creatures, each no larger than a house cat, tangled together in what could only be described as the galaxy's most adorable security breach. They were Vexian cubs. Mira's breath caught. Vexians were rare, notoriously protective of their young, and highly intelligent. They were also, according to every diplomatic brief she'd ever read, absolutely not supposed to be on human vessels without proper authorization and a full delegation of adult Vexians present. One of the cubs, a silvery blue one with distinctive spotted markings, lay directly in the center of the pile, half buried under its siblings. Its tiny chest rose and fell with deep, contented breaths. The others had arranged themselves around it like the petals of a flower, or perhaps more accurately, like a defensive formation that had forgotten its purpose and surrendered to sleep instead. "Oh no," Mira whispered. "Oh no, no, no." This was a diplomatic incident waiting to happen. This was her career evaporating before her eyes. This was... The cub in the middle yawned, revealing a row of tiny, needle-sharp teeth, and Mira's heart melted despite her panic. She activated her comm link, keeping her voice barely above a whisper. "Mira to Bridge. We have a situation in Cargo Bay 3. I need Captain Torres down here immediately. And maybe someone from Xeno Diplomacy." The response crackled back. "Define situation, Mira." "Stowaways, the cute kind. The kind that could start an interstellar incident." There was a pause. "On my way." Mira crouched down, maintaining a respectful distance from the sleeping pile. She knew enough about Vexian biology to understand that the cubs were likely highly sensitive to pheromones and body heat. They'd somehow found the warmest, most secure spot in the cargo bay and claimed it as their own. The one in the middle, she mentally dubbed it Ziki, after the Vexian word for center, seemed to be the anchor point. The others had literally piled on top of it, seeking comfort and warmth. The snoring continued, a gentle chorus of whistles and rumbles. One cub's paw twitched, chasing something in a dream. Another made a soft chirping sound and burrowed deeper into the pile. Captain Torres arrived within minutes, her expression cycling rapidly from concern to confusion to barely suppressed amusement. "Are those Vexian cubs? 8 of them. How did they—" "No idea, but they're here and they're asleep, and we need to figure out what to do before they wake up and before their parents realize they're missing." Torres ran a hand through her gray hair. "The Vexian colony ship, the one we passed 3 hours ago during our supply rendezvous." Mira nodded grimly. "Has to be. They're going to think we kidnapped them." "Probably. We're going to need to convince them otherwise." "Definitely." The captain activated her own comm. "Bridge, open a channel to the Vexian vessel Harmony's Pride. Priority diplomatic frequency. And somebody tell me we have translator protocols updated for Vexian Dialect 7. While they waited for the connection, Mira couldn't help but watch the cubs. Ziki, still half buried in the center, shifted slightly, and the entire pile adjusted like a living organism. One cub rolled over, exposing its soft belly. Another stretched out a paw and draped it across a sibling's face. They looked peaceful, safe, content. It struck Mira then. These cubs had somehow wandered away from their colony ship, probably during the supply transfer when cargo bays on both vessels had been open. They'd found their way onto the Stellar Wanderer, explored until they were exhausted, and then did what any tired child would do. They'd found a cozy spot and taken a nap. The comm crackled to life. The voice that emerged was tense, clicking with barely restrained emotion. Human vessel, this is Matriarch Vess of the Harmony's Pride. We are missing 8 juveniles. If you have harmed them, Matriarch Vess, Torres interrupted smoothly, your cubs are safe, unharmed, and currently asleep in our cargo bay. We discovered them approximately 10 minutes ago. We're prepared to facilitate immediate transfer. There was a long silence. Then, asleep? Yes, ma'am. In a pile. Another pause. When Matriarch Vess spoke again, her tone had shifted from threatening to something that sounded almost embarrassed. Is Zeke in the center? Mira and Torres exchanged glances. The one with the silver-blue fur and spots? Yes, that is Zeke. He is always in the center. The others refuse to sleep without him. Torres's lips twitched. That checks out. We will retrieve them immediately. Please do not wake them. They are difficult when woken improperly. Understood. 20 minutes later, a Vexian transport team arrived, moving with the practiced efficiency of parents who'd done this before. They carefully extracted each cub from the pile, working from the outside in, until only Ziki remained, still snoring softly in his spot. The largest Vexian, presumably Matriarch Vess herself, lifted him with remarkable gentleness, cradling him against her chest. This is the 3rd time this month, she admitted to Mira, her translator rendering her embarrassment clearly. They are explorers, fearless, exhausting. Mira smiled. They found a good napping spot. They find good napping spots on every vessel we encounter. Ziki leads, the others follow, and inevitably they all fall asleep somewhere inconvenient. Vess paused, her large eyes meeting Mira's. Thank you for protecting them. And for not panicking. They made it easy, Mira admitted. Hard to panic over something that cute. Vess's expression, alien though it was, conveyed universal parental exasperation. You say that now. Wait until you hear them when they are awake. As the Vexians departed with their sleeping cargo, Torres turned to Mira. Well, that's one for the logbooks. Mira nodded, watching the transport bay doors close. Somewhere on the Harmony's Pride, 8 cubs would wake up confused about how they'd gotten back home, and Ziki would probably lead them on another adventure tomorrow. She smiled. Space, it turned out, wasn't just vast and dangerous. Sometimes it was soft and warm and snoring gently in a heap.